Well, U.S. cuts in foreign aid are taking their toll on vulnerable people around the world. In one part of Africa, health centers are struggling to provide life-saving services. Schools are closing. Essential survival programs are at risk. George Thomas traveled to the Sahara Desert to bring us this first-hand report on the devastating effects.
At the Fashana Health Center, we meet Dr. Albashir Mahamat, a once hopeful caregiver who now struggles against overwhelming despair.
The impact of the financial cuts from the American government have been huge because it affects all of our services.
Dr. Mahamat explains the clinic, designed for 10,000, now serves 6 times that number. Weeks ago, he learned about the loss of USAID funding, a lifeline for women and children here struggling with malnutrition. For several years, USAID paid for an accelerated program for the camp's brightest students. When the Trump administration slashed 90% of the organization's global foreign contracts, the support vanished.
When the accelerated program got cut, most of the students left the school and headed to Libya. Some went to Europe. Others died at sea trying to cross the Mediterranean. Some were even kidnapped by the RSF and forced to fight. That's why the decision to stop the USAID funding is so upsetting.
For millions on this continent, U.S. intervention has meant the difference between life and death. For people like Florence Makumina, that support through the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, or PEPFAR, saved her life when she was diagnosed with HIV.
The departure of donors and donor funding is a major setback. We are like orphans, we have no one to turn to. All the gains are being reversed. We are going back to the old days when being HIV positive was equated to death.
We're all for good stewardship. But we have to remember that if we begin to cut and slash indiscriminately, these are men, women, and children created in the image and likeness of God.
Reverend Gabriel Salguero, a missionary to Zambia, Tanzania, and Malawi, has seen firsthand the impact of U.S. support.
As a pastor, I take seriously the call of Jesus. I was hungry and you fed me, naked and you clothed me. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. And part of the work of USAID is collaborating with Christian organizations and others to provide this very real ministry of Christ.
When you look at sub-Saharan Africa and just the basic necessity of food, the basic of can we prevent the spread of AIDS? Can we treat people with AIDS so that they don't die? All of this was put in place by the Bush administration in one of the great humanitarian moves of my lifetime, that yes, we would extend the help needed to stop that. And to see it all cease and sort of no regard for it. Again, I'm all for efficiency, and there should have been, but if you're going to completely shut it down, you've got to realize there is a tremendous cost on the other end of that pipeline.